Hey everyone, and welcome to week one. So let's go over what week one includes. So week one is already pretty busy. It has a lot of setup things. So you can get started with your project next week. So the topics are basically welcome, organizational stuff, motivation, but the big part is Agile and Scrum, which you will need for your project starting next week. Then we'll have Eclipse as a topic. This is in the non-mandatory assignment, so you can choose other IDEs. I don't require you to use Eclipse. Gradle is required. It's a build environment, a build tool, so please check it out. There is some information in a little introduction video in the week one material. And then the big topic, source code management, especially Git and GitHub. So the assignment is already out. It's tutorial-like, it's long, so take a look, don't wait too long. And one part of the assignment is based on your project, so you'll not be able to do it before Thursday when the groups are formed. So let's talk about groups. So one of the first things you'll need to do is fill out the group forming survey. This is really important. Tell me who you want to work with, who you do not want to work with. And important in there, I want you to use ASU rights for that. We have a tool that helps me with the group forming. If you're not using ASU rights, then the tool won't find the people. So make sure you're using that. If not, it'll just be discarded. So how can you find out ASU rights and who's in the course? If you go to our Slack team, just one thing, these are all my Slack teams, so if I miss something and if I don't answer in a couple of hours, please feel free to ping me again because it might just be lost in here somewhere, but I'm usually pretty good at answering. So let's say we're in the general channel, and then you see the member list up here, and you'll see all people who are in the course, and if you go to see all members, you'll see their full names. So I don't want the full names, I want the ASU rate. So let's say you want to work with her. Don't choose her, she's our TA, but I use her as an example. So we can go here and say profile. And now in here, you'll already see her ASU right here. So this is what I want. And you can do this with any person we have here, right? So you can choose any of them, or not invite. So in here, you choose whoever, I don't know, who do we have? Him, and even here in there you'll see the ASU rate. So and you can do that for anyone in here. So you'll see exactly who is in the course, what's their full name, and what is their ASU rate. So this is really important. So remember that, because otherwise our tool will not pick up the name. Okay, then groups will be formed on Thursday. I'll form the groups on Canvas as a group, and you'll get two new channels in here. So you'll get a group name instructor and general channel in here. And I want you to use them to communicate with your group and communicate with me. So next line of business is communicate with your team members. Get to know your team members. Then set up a GitHub account. You already need your GitHub username for the survey. This is important, so I can create your GitHub repositories here. And read the project documents. You have a link here to the module page. In these, I'll ask you to send me an instructor or basically confirmation that you read the document, that you know how to get started. Okay, basically this is what's also in here as an overview. So I'm not going over this in detail. Kickoff of your project is Monday, so make sure you go through all the material latest on the weekend for the project so you're not stuck. This is where I'll upload this video. I think this morning there was still the old video from last semester. I'm really sorry about that. I thought I deleted it. So one thing you should do, create a GitHub account. Please choose a username that I can map to your real name. So something that is maybe your ASU right, or close to your ASU right, or your first name or your last name. Please don't choose, I don't know, we had things like course code hero. I don't know who you are, and that's really hard with over 90 students in here. Then the short survey. This is what I talked about above. This is really important if you want to have any say in what group you want to be in. Then groups will be formed on Thursday. You will have these two private channels with your team members and me, and you should contact them as soon as possible. Please don't fall behind. If you fall behind on this course, you'll have a really, really hard time. Download and install Git. This is needed for the first assignment. Look at the tools page. So in there, I'll tell you that I use Java 11 in Gradle 5.2.1. If you use something else, well, that's fine. It might just mean that it doesn't work for me, and that might mean that points are deducted. So this is what I use. And if you're using that and runs on your side, then it should run on my side. And then you have the project module information, and you should start on your assignment. So let's go through this module. So this is the whole course overview. I talked about that in the welcome page video, sorry. And then we talk about tools here a little bit. So you need a JDK for running Gradle. We have the tool versions in here. I give you some hints on what to run and to check if the path is set correctly. We'll use some other tools. We'll introduce them later on as we go. And you'll have to install them, so you don't have to worry about these yet. So just make sure you read that so you know the requirements and you know what I will be running and what your excuse me, what your graders will be using. So then we're going through some Agile things. So we have some required reading about the Agile Manifesto, a Scrum guide, and in this video you'll see Dr. Kevin Gary, who actually designed this course, and I think he did an awesome job. And he's introducing you to Scrum here. The next topic is source code management. There is a document on Git, which I think is really good and explains a lot. Some optional reading if you're interested, and again, videos from Dr. Gary here. Then, a little bit of an introduction about Gradle that I did, just telling you a little bit about Gradle so you have a basic understanding of what it is. And then we have the Eclipse and Gradle assignment. This is by no means mandatory. You don't have to submit anything, 0 points. It's just the things that are done in this PDF and explained in there, I expect you to be able to do in any IDE you choose. And you have the code here, so check it out. Try to get this software to run so you know what you need to do in whatever IDE you choose. And then we have the mandatory, the real assignment, which is basically a GitHub tutorial and ends with some things for your project to get started to work on some things, and has something about Gradle in there. You have a little Git cheat sheet up here, and check the project page for the task 3 because it already has a memoranda software. I put a video in here for something that a lot of students struggled with in the past. The syllabus, there is a late pass available. I'm sorry, I really didn't want to start this. There is a late pass available, which lets you submit 1 day late without penalty. Check it out, it's in the syllabus. And here's the assignment document and the code for this project. And then there is Git for your project. This is also under the project module, but always after we did an assignment, I'll give you the information of what I want you to do with this new learned material in your project. And this is what you'll see here for your project. When we kick off next week on the weekend, probably, I'll give you a little bit more information, go over some specifics in here, but you already have it in written form in here. So this is our first week. Again, it's not overly complicated, but it's a lot. So please start early. Use Slack if you have any questions. Don't be shy to ask. Others are willing to help. Our TA will be available. I will be as available as possible to answer things. So go through this, set up your tools, set up and install Git, install Gradle, get things to run so you can have a good start into this session and not struggle right at the beginning. Have a good first week, and let me know if you have any questions or need any help. Thank you.